It's Bangalore, right?
Yes. Namaskara.
And so, I'm going to talk a little bit about what brought me here today. And then I'm going to introduce Vishal and Annika, and they can talk about some of the projects they've worked on, what they like about the team, things like that. And then we'll save time for some Q&A, maybe 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A. So, one of the things that was really impressive about Technicolor is it's a household name. Technicolor means something. It's an iconic brand with an 115-year legacy. And in the game services space, none of the other companies we compete against have that. That's a lot. That's really cool. And, the other part that I found really interesting and that really fits with games is to be part of a larger creative organization. An organization that has most currently worked on the movie Cruella, The Lion King, Sonic the Hedgehog. Our advertising arm has done some really neat stuff with Riot Games, Sony PlayStation. So it's nice to be part of this larger creative organization. So those are the things that really brought me into games. And I joined Technicolor Games last year to really drive growth with this division. And, since I've been on board, some of the things that I found super impressive in talking to current clients is that they value the team in Bangalore so much. And some of them have actually said, we can't sing the praises of your Bangalore team enough. They're amazing. They're just amazing. And it's true. It's not like we've done a couple one-off, projects for games, right? With FIFA, we've done work on all the FIFA titles for Electronic Arts for the last 14 years. And you don't do that by accident. It's the quality the team produces consistently that keeps our clients happy. And we have some of the top clients in games globally. Right, Ubisoft, Rockstar, Electronic Arts, Gameloft, Scopely. These are all major game developers. And they stay with us and they want to do more with us because of the quality the team really brings on board. So, speaking of quality, Vishal, most people will tell you all the awards Vishal has won over the years, except Vishal. So I won't talk about all the awards you've gotten as an artist. I don't want to embarrass you. But why don't you talk a little bit about yourself, not just your title, but your role, like what you do at Technicolor, how you feel it's different, or some of the things you enjoy.
First of all, thank you, and namaskara ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಲಾವಿದರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. So yeah, my journey started as an artist. So for me, I wanted to give life to my characters. So I came from a traditional background. So it was very fascinating for me that in the gaming industry you can give life to your character. You can tell a story. That was really fascinating for me. So that's where I got into Technicolor and got inspired with my colleagues and slowly started learning digital art. And slowly I climbed up the ladder. So I currently work as an art director, and my day-to-day activities more creative. I spend a lot of time with creative artists. It's all about how do we make the art to the next level? How do we give artistic experience for the spectator or who's playing the game? How do we create that fascinating world into a realistic world? So that is how my everyday goes with. And it's about give and take kind of a thing. We have a lot of talented artists who always crave to take the artwork to the very next level. That's how we are known for.
Yeah, a lot of artists do join so they can learn from you, and that's, I think, really important. We do have sort of a learning culture, and we support each other, and it's a very collaborative team, and that's important. And one of the things we hear consistently when we poll employees across Technicolor Creative Studios is work-life balance. And it's one of the things that's very important to have. And I think that's probably why we have people like you and Seldom that have been on board for 16 years or more. There's a lot of people that have been on board a really long time. And then, I'm sure you've all heard of attrition, but usually in the hiring that we do, we get about 20% of those are rehires for us. So they're people that thought maybe the grass would be greener on the other side and found out it wasn't true and felt welcome enough to come back and be back in sort of the team with their friends and all the social glue that really holds people together. So Annika, why don't you tell us a little bit about your role, maybe some of the projects you've enjoyed working on the most, or anything you think might be relevant to life in Technicolor games.
For me, life in Technicolor has been only colorful. I've been here for almost 10 years, and I don't even know where the time flew by. The only thing that stuck through in the last 10 years is the culture that we have created from our, with the leaders that we have, the ones that you saw here speaking. They are the pioneers of setting the culture, and that's what sets us apart from most of the gaming studios or the animation studios within India. I take immense pride in leading that. As a senior producer, I have worked with Vishal, Bhanu, Sam, Selvam, Preeti. They're all industry veterans. They've all stuck here for 15 years, and that speaks a lot in terms of culture, in terms of our values. Projects, like I said in my intro, I've worked with continuously 11 seasons of FIFA, and that just feels like something that is just Technicolor owned by now, because we've been there from their first season with us, and now for every production that they work with, they always reach out to Technicolor. It feels like more of a partnership than a client vendor relationship. Some of the titles that we really enjoyed working were like Anthem, because more than me, my husband is a gamer and he plays, and he's like, how did you guys do this? He sees these immense graphics that we worked on. Our animation team worked on the Anthem cinematics, and it's just wonderful to see people appreciate it, and that gives me immense pride to be related to this industry, to this company. So yeah, that is my role, and sticking here for 10 years has only been lovely, and I look forward to 10 more years of working with you.
One of the things we try to do is really empower the team, and we want to give people autonomy. So if you need to get to point X, it's really up to them how they do that. And autonomy and flexibility are really important on the team. But being empowered still involves employees having to step up, right? Having to take that leap, because anyone inside a company can have an impact. You don't have to have a specific title. You don't have to have a specific role. There's never going to be a perfect time where someone just sort of rolls out a red carpet and invites you to talk about what things that matter and things where you think you can make a difference. And so within the team, we've tried fostering an environment that is safe for people to exchange ideas, and where the team does feel empowered. And so you get some really terrific creative things that come out of that you probably wouldn't have gotten if you had ordered those as an assignment, right? So one example is we were talking about how we can upskill our existing team and how important that is, and also to provide clear career paths. And so Vishal pitched to me his idea on Elevate, which is great. No one asked him to do it. He just decided to do it because he knew there was a gap, right? And you want to hire and foster people who, when they see a gap in the team, they fill that gap. And so we're rolling out Elevate to the team for the upskilling. But it took a bit of a risk, right? You had to have a little bit of courage to come forward and say, hey, Janine, I have this idea and I have this deck and I want to walk you through it, right? That's part of the culture that we really try to create, as well as, again, work-life balance, challenging. We're really always trying to fit people with things that they enjoy doing and the things that they're good at. It's really that cross-section. And, for those of you who might be students in here, you don't always know what you want to do, so don't be afraid to try several different things. I think most of us got here, there wasn't a plan, a perfect linear plan that got us here, but it helps to try different things and see what you enjoy and what you're good at. And then, of course, there's some luck and opportunity involved as well. But what else would you say about our culture?
One thing that we all faced 2 years ago was the pandemic. right? We're still in it. We're not out of it. I'm sure most of the companies would have taken measures, but something that Technicolor did, which we all, I think, never imagined we could work remotely, because we are bound by so many NDAs working on these amazing AAA titles. We could never think working outside of office within the security bounds was even possible. I'm just amazed at how Technicolor IT or admin team, along with creatives and production, took this step, and it was all seamless. They enabled us to work smoothly. The clients were more than happy because their work continued coming in. They were very supportive during the little bit of downtime that people had. But I'm just eternally grateful to how Technicolor took care of their employees in the tough times. Be it giving resources or giving some time off if you want. That's just one of the big examples which speaks to our culture a lot, and that's something that speaks a lot about the company. Not many company did those. I mean, Janine and I were talking, and she was mentioning a previous company which did not even think about it, and then when they heard us doing it, they wanted to implement the same thing. So that's really setting up a benchmark for the rest of the companies to do.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part about that was it's not like the employees weren't asking for certain things. Being a people first company means like you take action sometimes to help your people or protect your people without them asking for it first. So just from the last company I worked for, where they didn't pay for people's Wi-Fi and other costs that are significant. If you're living in Eastern Europe, it's a significant amount of money to pay monthly. Even though it was repeated, they repeatedly asked for it. I was really impressed that coming on board with Technicolor, that's just something that they covered automatically. Of course, you're going to have higher Wi-Fi costs. Here you go. Here's what we're willing to give you monthly to cover those costs. It was also really interesting to see too how, during the pandemic, Technicolor was able to get in, vans on campus to actually get people vaccinated who wanted to be vaccinated. And some of the team were telling one of our top clients that, Ubisoft, and they actually thought it was a great idea, and they pitched it internally, and then they rolled it out because that's what we had done as a company. So I think there's a lot of things that Technicolor does right that we can really be proud of. That really drives, a people first culture, right? Because it's all about the action more than the words. Yeah. Anything you have to add to that, Vishal?
Yeah, I think it's very, as students, if you're looking for getting into Technicolor, it's